How long did you just sleep for right now?
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, I was trying to stay up all night or all day, and then I went to the store with Samantha, and literally we're in the store, and I'm just standing like she's like trying something
Nodding
on.
off.
I'm standing up. I'm just fucking nodding off, dude. Straight up.
They're like, yo, like, when did Sam get like a newfound heroin addiction? Just fuck.
Jesus. But yeah,
That's what it's like. That's what it's like. You're just fucking.
for anybody wondering, I stream on Twitch sometimes, and I got 1,000 followers, so I always said I would do a 24-hour stream when that happened, and it happened.
This motherfucker
Last
was up
night.
until 9 a.m.
No, longer than that.
I was up till fucking 2, dude. I streamed
In
till
the afternoon?
Bro, so I started the stream yesterday at 10:30 a.m.
Right.
Streamed for 24 hours without sleeping. About three or five times I wanted to just fucking say, I'm done. I'm just going to go to sleep. I don't give a fuck. But I somehow fought through. Got off at about 10:30 a.m.
Okay.
For a little bit long. You were on till like probably a little after 11 though.
Maybe.
Because you were in the BC with us for a little bit, but you weren't really talking. You were just like there.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
Half comatosis, probably.
did that. And my thought process was, well, if I take a nap,
You're gonna be.
my schedule's going to be fucked up and I'm not going to be able to wake up for work.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, Samantha, I'll go to the store with you. That was a fucking bad idea. Sorry. Got home, ate Wingstop, and immediately just knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, especially after eating like that, bro. You're just fucking slumped.
Yeah.
So I just woke up like 30 minutes ago.
So you're running on what, 5 hours of sleep,
Something like that.
give or take? Yeah.
Not bad.
No, it's not bad because it's 7:30 now, and then like a couple hours from now, you're like, all right, nighttime.
Yeah, he'll
Plus, I
probably.
ate some edibles, so after this, I'm gonna be high as shit and hopefully just tired as shit.
You
And
just
I'm
ate
just-
edibles.
Yeah.
You're gonna be high as shit like halfway through this fucking podcast.
You're not gonna last. Like, we're gonna finish recording. You're gonna go right to bed, dude.
Maybe.
I wouldn't be mad.
Then you're gonna wake up at like 6 a.m. tomorrow.
But yeah, the worst part was not the worst part. It was kind of fun, but I don't know if anybody out there is familiar with what a subathon is. But typically, like a subscription on Twitch is like you pay $5, you get like emotes, access to certain things for a stream, whatever. And so I had certain increments of subscriber goals to do punishments. So the first of which was dressing like Piccolo from GTA. GTA? What the fuck?
GTA.
From Dragon Ball Z? So yeah, that was
GTA.
embarrassing. I ate Arby's for the first time because there's a meme about Arby's being the grossest shit ever, and I always
It's good as fuck.
I always dogpile on the meme just as like to joke around, and so I finally did it, and I'm not gonna lie,
Wasn't bad.
shit was kind of fire,
Did you get beef and cheds?
I got the beef and cheddar.
Let's go.
and it was fucking bomb, dude. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
Okay.
in dosage, like every once in a while. Like I'll get 2 beef and cheds and some curly fries and put the curly fries in the sandwiches.
You eat Arby's
Ooh.
enough where you're fucking shortening it to Cheds?
Oh yeah,
Beef and cheds.
beef and cheds.
Name of the episode.
Beef and cheds.
So yeah, I
Title.
did that. I tried thick water, which is just a thing that helps people that can't swallow drink, but it's like a
I've never heard of that.
There's no need to hear about it. It's pretty gross, but it's also
Is it like it's like a medical thing?
yeah.
So you get it in like at CVS or some shit?
I got it on Amazon, so I don't know.
Is it called thick water
Yeah.
with 2 C's or CK?
Well, it's just bro. Imagine they sell that
It's a
shit.
reasonable question. I
You
thought
think-
it was like the literal consistency of the water you're drinking.
No, literally just the word thick, not double C, Ryan.
Yeah, no, and yes, it is thick water. Like it's
It
like
literally
Jello.
is thick.
Yeah.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Well, it literally has no flavor. It's not even as bad as everyone made it out to be, but it's kind of
It's
gross.
just weird because it's water.
Then I
Yeah.
had crickets. I ate crickets, yes. Sour cream and
Oh.
onion, bacon and cheddar, or bacon
They're
and cheese,
delicacies.
and salt and vinegar. And the only one that was okay was the fucking sour cream and onion. They're pretty much dried out. It's nothing. Like they're not even like you're not like it's not disgusting. And
Did
then
you like floss the antenna out? Or
nah, they're literally like crunchy. They're like dried out.
Yeah, they're like chips, kind of.
like raisins?
No,
No,
They
they're
look like
crunchy.
raisins.
a little bit.
And then I did karaoke, and during the karaoke, I got like a raid of like 60 people, like in the middle of it. Then we did some TikTok dances.
Wait, what karaoke did you? I didn't see that part. What karaoke? What did you sing?
I wish you did System of a Down.
Because tonight will be the night that I will fall for you. Over
You do the whole song?
again. Don't make me change my mind.
Nice for Dabsky.
Yeah, he suggested it.
Hell yeah.
And then Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and then that one song. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. Oh, I'm out of my head. I'm hopelessly devoted to you.
I don't think I've heard that.
Then I'm doing the one chip challenge next stream, which I'm going to die. And I ate a tomato at 100 subs because that's the most disgusting food you could eat. And almost threw up.
That was pretty epic watching that.
From a tomato, you almost threw up?
He hates them.
I don't understand you, dude.
Bro, it's the texture.
But
Literally.
you had crickets.
Yeah, that just tasted like a crunchy little snack. Yeah, the crickets were better than the tomato.
But if it's texture thing,
That's crazy. The crickets were better than the tomato. Okay.
Yeah, that's so. I know you like onions. Do you eat like onions raw?
What, just like take a bite?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no, I'll
Sounds-
eat it raw on something.
But it's the same consistency as a tomato, I feel like.
No, it's not.
Nah, tomatoes like juicy and,
Yeah,
there's,
tomatoes
and
are-
there's seeds. And it's like, ugh. I don't give a fuck. Fuck that.
Yeah.
All right, you don't like tomatoes.
Nah.
Fair.
So what have you guys been up to? Sucking cock?
I'm almost done with this, so hold on.
Let's watch
Ryan
Ryan's
just-
wing eating strategy.
No,
Right.
just no.
Ryan just played a killer show. That was fun.
Hey, I'll get to that in one sec.
Mhm.
Talk about something else though for a second.
What was it? Fuck. It completely escaped me.
Sucking cock?
I should have write it down. No, that's another day. Let me see.
But yeah,
Man,
it's safe to
did-
say I'm never doing that again.
Yeah, you will.
I know.
Oh yeah, I remember. So you guys know how I made TikTok and like I would like send shit to you guys and then like I just wasn't on it for a couple months.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna go grab a napkin, but continue. Sorry.
All right. So I recently got back into TikTok because there's funny shit on there and girls on there and like it's easier for her to just send it to me that way instead of showing me on her phone. Anyways, I log into my old account and it's tied to my old email, which is just a ridiculous email with a bunch of letters. And I log into my account and there's a bunch of TikToks of this kid on my account. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So I log out of my TikTok, I log back in, and the same kid is on my feed. I'm like, okay, something has to be terribly wrong. And basically, this kid used probably guessed an email, a Gmail, that happened to be one of my 4 emails and had access to my account and was posting like a
old
7-year-old
is it?
child.
How did a seven?
Yeah.
How
So
did a
I-
7-year-old child hack your TikTok?
Because I hadn't used my TikTok for such a long time that when they went to,
Sorry.
bless you, when
Thank
they went to create an account, by the fucking luck of whatever is here in this divine earth, they used mine. And cheers. And so what probably happened is, okay, this dude's account, mine, is inactive. They're using an email tied to it. And that's how they got it. And so if you guys are following my previous one, you know how I have one called Stupid Idiot TikTok? That's my new one. Because my previous one, I don't know if it's still on there, if you guys look it up, but there's a fucking kid just posting shit.
I literally never look at TikTok, so I would have no clue.
Dude, a similar thing happened to me on LinkedIn.
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, are kids nowadays getting gnarly with login credentials or fucking what? Am I just bad luck, Brian? Wild.
Yeah, same thing
That's
happened to
crazy.
me. I hadn't used LinkedIn in a while because I've been in my job for a long time. And I just was like, let me see what's in there. I log in. It's like an older woman as the fucking picture. I'm like, well, that's not me. I can assure you that. And basically my LinkedIn was hacked, and they had like sent messages to people and shit.
Saying
Like,
what?
I don't remember exactly what they said, but it was definitely weird and like broken English. Yeah.
Interesting.
Hmm.
But crazy. But yeah, now that I'm done eating, yeah, I played a fucking dope show on Friday. Eddie came through. I made him feel special, gave him a wristband. So he had that
Hey.
all access, which doesn't really mean anything because anybody can really walk backstage at Chain. And like I do it at like huge shows sometimes. I'll just go back there and the bands are like, "Who are you?" And I'm like, and I'll just chill. I go pee in the green room there all the fucking time.
You're
It's just
fucking
way
sick.
Nah, it's just way cleaner than the actual bathroom there. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like the running joke with the band. It's like, yeah, I pee in the green room bathroom at Chain, like it's kind of whatever. But yeah, I played a sick show on Friday. It was dope. It was super fun. Eddie got a little shout out.
It was fucking sick. I shed a single tear. And I'm gonna tell you now before I forget. When I was helping you guys carry out your equip,
Yeah.
shout out to the chain crew, not against this guy at all, but I think it was just the way he was passing it to me.
Yeah.
Like, you know how there's that little stare off stage?
Yeah, it's like the worst like stare thing going on. It's like the most uncomfortable like little
Yeah.
corner you need to go through to like get your shit out. But yeah.
So he's handing me your drummer cymbal, and the fucking cymbal falls off, and I catch it with one hand.
Oh, nice.
And I felt fucking special as fuck. And I was like, nobody in the band's gonna know, but I did it. So I'll talk
Nice.
You caught a cymbal with one hand?
because I got these big ass Yeti hands. So
Yeah, true.
I just got it.
Show that to the camera. Turn it sideways.
Yeah,
Oh my
Eddie's
god.
Eddie's
I
got
got-
some.
I got
Oh.
witch fingers, dude.
Yeah.
Bro, you know who
Eddie's
has
got-
hands
yeah.
like that? Logic.
Look.
Yeah.
And then the guy that was working at Chain, he looked at me. He was like, "Damn, nice fucking catch." I was like, oh, I know. I would, anyways. And then I got back because I wanted to get shirts from you, for me and Grill. And
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going back in there. I don't want to fuck anything else up. Like, I just don't want to deal with that. But and I never met your drummer. So if your drummer watches this, yeah, I caught your cymbal.
Yeah.
You're
you met
You're the new drummer now. Congrats.
he met Kush and Eddie was just like, "Oh, dude, I've heard so much about you." And Kush was like, "Oh, for sure." And then like you like walked away, and Kush was like, "Wait, who the fuck was that?" And I was like, "It's the dude I do the podcast with." And he's like, "Oh, okay." It was just funny. He just was like, "Oh, yeah." And he just was like, "Yeah." And the second he walked away, he was like, "Who the fuck was that?"
Eddie,
I was kind of fucking with him. I was like, you're a legend, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eddie, remember like in Lost in the last season where it's like, yo, if you drink the water, like you're the protector of the island now? It's like,
Yeah.
if you catch the cymbal, you're the drummer now.
Mhm. Spoiler alert, by the way, for anyone who hasn't seen Lost.
If somebody's not watching Lost in 2022, fuck off.
Me?
Out of respect for us, you should be watching it, Ryan, because you're a piece of shit.
You know me with shows. I can't watch. I like suck
Ryan
at
is
wa-
so bad with shows.
Yeah, I take that back. You'll never watch Lost, and that's okay.
Ryan.
It took
so
Sam
bad.
years to finally accept that I just don't watch shit.
Oh,
For a
dude,
long time, it used to piss you off, and you're like, "Bro, just sit." And
bro,
then you're like,
it was so much worse with Samantha. And babe, if you hear me, I
dude.
love you. But
Yeah, dude,
she
no
can knock it
disrespect
through
to
a
your
show.
wife, but it is so bad with Samantha too.
Is it like the same thing as me? Like she just kind of like
No, she
It's-
just like again, no disrespect, Sam. You know I love you and your wife, but we'll be watching a show and like it'll be during a pivotal moment in the storyline. Very linear, easy to follow, and she'll be like, "Oh, everyone fucking dies? Oh, that's her dad?" Like it's gonna tell you. Just watch.
it's like
no,
watching like a
dude,
movie
I'm
with like a
talking about
10-year-old.
she'll give up on shows.
Yeah, I do that. I
In
do
the
that all the time,
climax
too.
of it, dude. Let me give you a list of shows that in the middle of it, she's just been like, "I'm over it. I don't want to watch anymore."
Oh my god.
Lost,
Ed-
Sons of Anarchy,
Same.
Ozark, Mindhunter,
Have you tried Breaking Bad? Oh, Mindhunter's a good one.
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad. One of the few shows she powered through. Because how could you not?
I watched all the Breaking Bad. That show was crazy.
Honestly,
But,
I'm
Which is
just gonna say
surprising
this:
to me.
if you don't like Breaking Bad, fuck you.
I think it's probably like the best show like ever. That and then
Objectively.
I still haven't watched the new season of The Boys. I know Eddie kind of wants to talk about it, but I also don't want to. I don't want to talk about it though because I don't want it to get spoiled in any way. So I'm sorry, Eddie. I know, but like, yeah, that and The Boys is probably like the two best shows I've ever watched. Sam, I don't know how you haven't watched The Boys
I haven't
yet.
watched
Like,
it.
It's literally right up your fucking.
You know why? Because a lot of times,
It was
if I'm
made
watching,
for people like Sam who
yeah,
hate
it's
Casey.
literally is your type of fucking show.
like
for
if
sure.
I'm watching a show, I like to try and watch it with Samantha. So a lot of the time when I am putting time into watching something, I'm watching with her. So I just haven't had the chance, but it does look fucking sick.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. But but yeah, and then fucking what else was I gonna bring up? The show is sick.
Mhm.
That insane chick wasn't there, so that was good.
You can't open that can of worms, dude.
All I will say, because I don't want to just like air this chick's shit out and like, that's kind of fucked up. And like, she likes my band, so like, whatever. And like, and like, before I preface this, and I don't want to sound like some fucking cocky asshole or anything like that, but it's like, yeah, okay, I'll get like DMs from girls and shit from like after shows, like whatever. If I when I was younger, for sure, I took advantage of those situations like a lot. Now that I'm older and not as big of a fucking scumbag, like I just don't, and I just really have no interest in that shit right now. But like, yeah, this was just. She's just said some weird shit to me that I to the point where I had to screenshot it and send it to both of them saying, "What do I even say to this fucking shit? Like this is absolutely bananas."
Bro, should we just read all the messages and just air it out?
No, because if she
Absolutely
sees
not.
this, I will feel
No.
awful. Like
No.
like in the end, yeah, she's just trying to be nice and she likes like the music and like I do appreciate that, but like
There's good intentions.
yeah, there's good intentions, but like it's what is that face for?
He's trolling.
I was implying that you should read all the messages with my face.
No.
Absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
And it's just so. But she wasn't there, so that was good.
I wasn't even thinking of that too, by the way. I don't know
Yeah.
why that escaped me during that time.
Yeah, I'm definitely happy she wasn't there. That would have been insane.
See, I'm the kind of person who I'll take someone says something and I'll interpret it and I'll find the underlying meaning of what they actually mean. So when you say she wasn't there and you kind of hinted at I didn't know what to say, she already would know that you're talking about her if she watched this. So why don't we just read the messages?
No.
Well,
You're not-
no, but how would she know?
She'd be like, "Wow, he's talking about me."
Maybe there's other girls in my DM saying wild shit too.
here's another example of how I interpret this. Let's say I'm watching like a season of like a reality show or something where someone gets like eliminated, right?
Yeah.
I'm watching it with somebody like my mom or sister who they've already seen it, right?
Okay.
I say, what's this guy's name? They're like, you gotta hesitate. They get eliminated early in the show. If you don't know their name, I'm gonna take that as I read you. I know what you mean. I can interpret a spoiler or what someone's talking about from anything. Because I got the reads.
Well,
I don't understand where you were going with that, but
I don't know. Basically, I could tell. Basically, I think the girl would know that Ryan's talking about her already.
Yeah. Agreed.
well, I mean, I don't know. She probably won't see this, but then again, based on a lot of the shit she said, who knows? She could be stalking me at this point. I don't know.
You never know.
I'll never know. All right, but that's enough about that. But fucking come? Did you just say come? Okay.
Tell me more about these voices in your head.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? So me and Eddy went to Left Coast. We went to Left Coast Brewery again like last week.
Yeah, dude.
And like just grab beer or whatever and like, just chill. And so we were like there. Handful of just weird things happened while we were there.
Yeah.
No, it was just these things where we were like, is this actually happening right now? Like we're like, is anybody else seeing this, or are we the only ones that are like, what the fuck right now? So like, first thing, this wasn't that insane. This was just funny, and this is just something it was stupid that I did. But like, I was like, kind of had a little buzz. I like went to go grab like another beer or whatever, and like this like mom is like there with like her like child. Cause it's not like a bar. It's like a little.
Okay,
It's like a brewery.
a brewery? What the fuck?
It's a brewery.
But like it's like a brewery, but it's like brewery in the sense that like they add
you get
nice
like food and stuff. And all that
there's
bullshit.
food, all that shit. There's like an outside area and shit like that. People bring their dogs, which we will also get to. But like, but fucking so, I'm like kind of waiting my turn to like order beer, and so the mom's back is to me. I'm behind her. She's holding like her, I don't know, 1.5, 2-year-old daughter or whatever. So then the daughter, though, her head is like on her shoulder, and the daughter's like facing at me, right? So I'm standing there. You know how like babies or kids, whatever, they like they'll just stare at you. They'll just fucking stare. And so like I like kind of like caught eye contact, like made eye contact with her, and she was staring at me. So I like, I don't know, I was trying to be like, just funny, and I was like, and she would like, kind of get in the mom's shoulder, like, and then she would like kind of hide. And then she'd like peek over her mom's shoulder again, and I was like, making faces, and she would like giggle and like hide again. And after like the 4th or 5th time she did it, like she goes to peek, and I don't know what took over me, but instead of just being like I just was like, what the fuck is I just was like, all right, what, dude? Like you got a staring problem, dog? Like what's good, homie? Like I don't know, just something just took over me, and I was like, what? and then she just
wait. Let me get this straight. You pressed a baby?
yeah, dude. Yeah. And then I went back to Eddy. I went back to our table, and I was like, I almost just fought this baby a second ago. Like this is, and Eddy was like, what? And then
and I did exactly what you did to him. I was like, you squared up?
I was like, pretty much. And she was a little bitch and backed down. Like I don't know what the fucking like.
Should have fucking fought her, dude.
Oh yeah. In the brewery, in front of everybody.
I'm going to turn on the light real quick.
Yeah, I'll let Eddy turn on the light, and then I'll wait for Eddy to get back.
Shit got progressively weirder.
Yeah, weirder. And then we're sitting there probably like 5 minutes.
Did the baby press you, or like the baby came to your table? Like
came up to him. No, I went to go pee. She goes up to Eddy. She's like, "Hey, what the fuck's up with your homie? Like, what's good?" No, so then I'm like sitting there, we like laugh about that. We're like, huh, like whatever. And then, actually, no, first before I tell this other weird thing, because this is another side thing, but it happened at the brewery. We were like watching because I think it was like the day after like the NBA finals or whatever, and they were like showing highlights or whatever. And me and Eddy, and I was just like, I was talking with Eddy, and I was like, dude, don't you think it's like weird now? Like when we watch sports and shit, like we're older than like a lot of those professional athletes nowadays.
Yeah,
like that shit.
right.
It's fucking, and so first of all, like that shit's fucking weird, isn't it? Like it's kind of like you're like, oh wait, especially like college athletes, you're like, dude, these dudes are like 18, 19, 20, and then you think about yourself at that age and you're like, I was not a college athlete at 18 and 19, shit like that. You're like, I was like getting drunk at like a park trying to like fuck some girl that like I don't even like. You know what I mean? Like
no chance with.
yeah, or just some girl that I'm like, I don't give a fuck about you at all. But like, shit like that. Like, but like these kids are like, dude. And then I started thinking, and then we're talking about like NBA and shit. And I was just like, dude, you know what though? Even though these guys are like athletes and everything, I was like, these guys don't know shit about fucking anything. I was like, think about it, bro. Their whole childhood and upbringing, they devoted their like entire life to like this one fucking thing, which is like basketball, football. They devoted their whole life. Their weekends were spent fucking playing it or training and doing all this shit. It's like they had no fucking experience. And I was like, yeah, dude, like you go ask Steph Curry or like, oh, what was like your upbringing? Like, he's like, oh, I played basketball like every weekend with my dad and I trained and I did this. And it's like, and then if he was like, what was your upbringing like? I was like, I mean, one time I was like doing ketamine in a bathroom at this rave. It was pretty crazy. Like, and it's just kind of like, it's like, yeah, Steph has Curry. He had no life experience. He just fucking like that's all he fucking does, and it's just kind of made me be like, I feel like I'm more emotionally aware and just.
You're more emotionally aware than Steph Curry. Is that what you're saying?
Basically, yeah.
The man who has a wife, beautiful children, and an immaculate career.
I think Ryan's referring
when you say it like that. You have a kind of a point, okay? I get it, but what I'm saying is I don't know. He didn't get his dick sucked in the middle of the night at like the park down the street from his house when he was like a freshman in high school. Like he didn't have time for that. He was shooting hoops. Like that's life experience. I know. It makes me smarter. I know more. I've seen more shit. I've done more things.
You're just assuming, but I'm with you. You're right, 100%.
Yeah.
And then Ryan's like explaining all this to me, like, yeah, that actually it's a good point.
Yeah, I don't like that you're questioning this at the time and then the moment, and maybe it's because we were a couple beers deep. But Eddie was like, "You're right," and I was like, "Thank you." So I guess it sounded better at the time when I said it because we had a few beers and Eddie was backing me up completely. Where unlike you, I know. I guess you just have your head on straight more, which you kind of do. So I don't know.
But as Ryan's explained this to me, so it's like for whatever reason, it's like really packed.
That's fucking packed.
It was popping. Like the line was almost out the door. And there's like a table next to us. Like every table's taken.
Yeah.
There's a table next to us, and I see in my peripheral someone go up to the table. And
first of all, before we said, these people are like they're like in the middle of eating. They each have like half a beer or whatever. Like they're talking and shit like that. Like they're at this fucking table. Like
it's clearly awesome.
That's their table for at least the next half hour, 45 minutes.
So this guy comes up and he goes, "Hey, are you guys going to be any longer on this table? Like, are you gonna need it?" This is happening right in front of me, and I'm like, he's gonna come to us next and be like,
and then they were just like, yeah, we're gonna like just kind of like look at their food. They're like, yeah, we're gonna be here, and he's like, oh, okay, and then he like walks away, and me and Eddie were just like, what? And like when the guy walks away, the people at the table were like, what the fuck? And we were looking at them, we were like, what the fuck? And like it was just the weirdest thing. This dude was like, hey, you gonna be here much longer? Like it's like. Yo, this isn't like a fucking gym, bro. This guy isn't doing bench presses. He's like, hey, how many more reps you got? It's like they're fucking eating and like dining. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was fucking like that. It was like fucking dude. Yeah, and so it was just like,
headphones. Are you using it?
Yeah. Like it's like it's not that. It was just like I don't know, and I don't know. And now talking about it, I guess it doesn't sound as crazy, but just in the moment when we saw it, we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, people are fucking weird, dude.
And and also too, it's like Sam or like Eddie said, it was really fucking busy. Right when I got there like before Eddie, and I go to like order like I was like, all right, I was like, Eddie, I'll get you a beer before you get here or whatever. And he's like, yeah, show. And it was really busy, so I'm like waiting to get my like beers or whatever. And so I go up, I'm like, hey, how's it going? The bartender's like fucking man bun, kind of yoked, fucking tatted, just look like a piece of shit, you know? And so and like and I'm like, hey man, like how's it going? He's just like, what do you want? And I'm like, okay. Like,
Wait,
yeah,
the
just
worker
right
at the
immediately
brewery said, "What do you want?"
yeah, I go, I'm like, hey man, how's it going? And he goes, what do you want? And I'm like, and so then I'm like, oh, and still I should have just been like, oh, this and this or whatever. And then he's like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, it's pretty busy. Is it like happy hour or something? And he just really like, I don't know, the way he said it, he just was like, no, it's not happy hour. This place is just popular. And I was like, oh, like my fucking bad. I don't know. Just it's just like the way, the tone and cadence. He just was like, no, it's not happy hour. Like this place is just popular. Like, don't you? It was like don't you fucking like we're popular. Like what
Very
the
high
fuck? Like you know, like it was just like I was just like my fucking bad, dude. Like I'll take 2 of those, and like then he got them for me, and I still tipped him probably like
ass.
I still tipped him probably like $5 because I was like, oh, I'm in the wrong here because of social anxiety. Thank you, bye. And like, and then last thing, and we'll stop talking about the brewery. And then we were like sitting there, and there's already some lady in there with like a dog or whatever, and she's like sitting there and like drinking her beer. And then these people come in, and they have like 2, and all 3 of the dog like they come in with 2 dogs. So one lady with one, and like one of them's like a husky. The other 2 dogs are like fucking just other 2 big ass dogs. And immediately the dogs just like start like beefing with each other, like in the front of like, and it was just, and then like,
what kind of brewery is this where people are just bringing their dogs and
dude, and so, and then like, and I was like, what the, and like, and we were like, what? And we were like, yo, these dogs are about to square up right now, and like they're and like whatever and shit, you know. And then at this point, it slowed down a little bit, so there was more tables available at this point because this was like right before we were about to leave. But then this lady decides with her 2 dogs to just sit right next to the lady with her 1 dog, and they're just sitting, and it just was like they're just sitting there, and their dogs are just beefing, and both of them are kind of like just ignoring their dogs, and they're like, whatever, like I'm just trying to enjoy my beer, like I guess they're gonna fight, like I don't. It was just like it was, and me and Eddie were like, what the fuck is happening? And
yeah, that was weird. And then just started sniffing each other's asses.
Yeah, and then we were like, why do dogs love sniffing asses?
Hey, leave the fucking dog at home.
Nah, it just I don't know.
But Ryan almost went over and pulled down his pants so that they.
Yeah, I was like, what if I just went over there and I was like, yo, check this out.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna stay up past midnight ever again.
How are you? Yeah, I was gonna say, how are you doing?
I'm a tired boy.
You tired? You tired?
I'm
Tired?
Yo, let's go ahead and let's circle back. Give me something to fucking riff off, dude. Fuck, shit.
I was gonna say there's actually a couple, maybe like 1 or 2 things I really wanted to talk about in here.
You look like you're fucking passing out, Sam. So I can't really tell if you're actually here or not.
Just my eyes.
Oh, here's a question for you guys. How frequently do you get new pairs of socks or briefs?
I feel like I heard somebody else ask this question like recently.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I still have my underwear from like 6th grade that I wear. Is that? I guess it's just
what?
Me.
They fit still?
Yeah. First off, they fit.
I mean,
and isn't the elastic on them like just fucking done? Or is it just you? Or is it just like a fucking like?
I regret.
Is it just like a fucking like bag of leaves on a lawn that's just open? And just fucking,
I mean, it's got holes where my gooch is, but it's functional and it's like a breeze. I guess moving on. I don't want to talk about this.
That's okay.
Yeah, every couple months I probably get underwear. Yeah,
that frequent, huh? Okay.
I get socks all the time. I feel like, and I don't know how. It's not like I'm fucking taking my socks off in random places and leaving them, but I swear to God, I like lose my socks somehow. Always.
I'm the same. I've lost so many.
Sam's dogs eat his socks, so like.
When a sock has reached the end of its lifespan, it becomes a dog toy in this house.
Yeah.
And honestly, let's be real. Socks are the optimal dog toy. And I'm just going to say it. I don't know if enough people realize this. Especially if you have 2 dogs. they're not gonna rip like those fucking things with the fucking the whatever the fuck inside, where if they open it, all the shit comes out, like the foam and the fucking beads or whatever the fuck is in there. But what was I saying?
Socks are good toys for dogs.
Yeah, because they can play tug of war, dude, and then like you could just get nicer socks. So it's like it helps you really like rotate out the socks.
That's fair. There was
Hey, nice hat, Ryan.
Thanks. I was actually gonna wear a different hat, but I don't know where I put it. I mean, it's somewhere in my house somewhere.
Is it the hat?
The hat.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, go to bed.
That was a yawn. Sorry.
I see that.
I put this in here like 2 weeks ago. We never brought it up, and I didn't delete it because I thought it was funny, and I don't really have much to say about it, but it's true. I once knew a kid in like elementary school, dude. He used to just have to get butt ass naked to take a shit, and how I found out about that was because I went. Did I?
I don't know.
I don't remember this.
I know. And how I found out about this is I went in the bathroom one day, and his pants were just like hanging over the fucking like as he was shitting, and I was just like, "You good?" He's like, "Yeah, all good." I'm like, I didn't ask him, but I just put the two and two together. I was like, "Oh, Jesus. This guy needs to get naked to shit." I guess
this is more comfortable for some people. I mean, yeah. I for a long time when I used to go crap.
When you used to go crap?
When I
used to go make a crappy poo poo boo boo.
When I
don't know why I just sounded like a sixth grader. I gotta go take a crap.
When I needed to go fucking take a shit.
Okay.
I would take a shit, and then I don't do this anymore, but I would get up with my pants down and wipe midair. Instead of
wipe midair, like you jump in the air and wipe,
like you're levitating.
No, like you stand up.
You're like, I love David Blaine. I love David Blaine, so I just
yeah.
That's how it is, dude. That's how it is for like X-Men and shit too. When they take a shit, when they're kids and they levitate, they're like, "Come on, my ass, mom."
I feel like the way you just said X-Men was like on Eddy level of pronunciation.
I said X-Men.
It was like you said it like one word. You're like X-Men.
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 X-Men. Now it sounds weird. Now that we've said it like 4 times.
X-Men.
Sam's just fishing because he's trying not to go to fucking sleep any minute now.
Another thing.
I'm wide awake, dog. 24 hours? You think fucking 1 hour is anything? This is pussy shit, dude.
You're gonna say something?
You go.
Okay, well, unless what you're gonna say is funny, because mine is a little more serious. So.
Oh yeah, it was gonna be funny.
Okay, then go, because I don't want to kill the mood. Then like be like, all right, now you be funny.
Do you ever have like a rough day or a rough week, and like you need to go pee, but like when you go pee, you're like, "Fuck, I'm just gonna sit down for this one."
Never once.
Usually, yeah, not really.
Man, I guess I'm just a fucking enigma, because sometimes I need to take a sit pee, and it feels real good.
I will say sometimes if I'm taking a dump, sometimes I'm like, dude, I gotta get butt naked, so I can understand the kid from your school.
the kid thing, yeah.
It's like a more freeing feeling. You're like, fuck, and you just fucking like lock in. You're like, fuck.
You just lock in.
No, that makes sense. I actually, when I was before like my brain tumor stuff, like when I got super nauseous and we didn't know what it was yet, I would go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet, and it would actually like. Something about like the cold toilet seat on my tush, it would alleviate my nausea, and I wouldn't be nauseous. Yeah,
you said crap tush.
I don't know.
The cold toilet seat on my bum,
on my tushy.
Yeah, man, your tushy. I don't know. Sometimes try pee sitting. It'll give you some nirvana.
I mean, if I shit and I'm sitting, I pee.
No, I mean, go into the restroom, not needing to do the dumpy, and just like a pee, and instead of just like standing, take a seat.
I feel like that'd take more effort to like sit down, and then you have to get back up. Like it's not like when I pee, it takes me about 15 seconds. So I just fucking
Oh, when I pee, it's like best. 45 to a minute, bro. I'm powering
going.
through.
Oh, okay.
Jesus. Okay.
You ever like when
Anyway.
you're taking a piss, like you like intentionally make like the pressure of it go faster, and it's like a fucking water gun?
Mhm.
If I've been holding it for a long time, yeah.
Yeah, I remember in like elementary school, we would fucking like go pee in the urinals, and then we just start backing. I'd start backing up. You're like, yo, dude, yo, Chris got like 10 steps back.
Let me hit a
day,
3.
Dude. Yeah, dude, straight up, dude. Pants at the ankles, just fucking like.
Jeez.
I don't know who I was talking to, but I was like, I made some joke. I was like, oh yeah, you probably. I think it might have been Milk. I think it was Milk. 'Cause we were playing Valorant, and I was like, oh yeah, you probably fucking drop your pants to your ankles when you go pee in public still too, or something. I said that to somebody, and Milk was like, wait, is that a thing? And I was like, yeah, well, like that's what kids do. And she was, and I was like, how the fuck do you not know? And then I was like, oh, because you don't have a dick. That's how you don't know that. But it was just kind of just funny. I was like, that makes total sense. Why? And you'd only know that if you were going into little boys' restrooms and watching it, and that'd be awful if you were doing that. So, luckily, you're not.
Yeah.
So.
That'd be terrible.
All right, Ryan, go ahead and kill the vibe.
Yeah, because these guys are gonna fucking go to sleep any second now.
No, it's actually something I asked Eddy at the brewery, but then I was like, wait, save it for the podcast and I don't think I've actually ever asked you this either, Sam. So it's time to get a little honest and serious. And I want complete honesty, even if you're like, I don't want to say it, it might be kind of fucked up, but like whatever. For each of you, when did you guys really like know or realize like how bad shit had gotten for me when I was like using meth and shit? Like, because I feel like obviously like after I went to rehab, I know I kind of then went and told my friends, I was like, yo, this is what the fuck was happening. But it's like, I feel like there was for sure probably times prior to that all my friends knew something was up. I don't know to the extent of what. Maybe some of them knew fucking I don't know. But I've always been curious about that with like a lot of my friends. I just never really asked. And so I figured, why not on the podcast where we can have it on the internet forever?
Mm-hmm. Sam, what do you think?
I mean, whoever wants to go first. I mean, I don't care. And like I said, be as honest. Unless it's like something that's gonna.
Well, at first, like you had kind of like bullshitted us and been like, I tried meth once, and that's what I would kind of believe for a while. And I attributed you kind of like, I guess, like being less present in our lives. I guess I was attributing it to your crazy bitch of an ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I don't think I fully realized the extent of it until like you literally like went to fucking rehab, dude. And I was like, whoa, like what the fuck? And you're like, yup. Not just I tried it. I've been trying it.
Yeah, I've been doing it. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah,
that was a simple answer.
Yeah, I wish mine was that simple. I think I'm very naive, and for like people I love, like you guys and close family and stuff, I tend to see the good in all of them. Like I don't think that people are capable of doing gnarly stuff or malicious stuff. Not to say that you're a malicious person, but
yeah.
Before I kind of get into it, Grill knew right away.
Really?
Like, right away. And she told me, and I was like, I was either naive or in denial, but
how long ago was this though? Because obviously I was doing it for like years before I went to rehab.
10 years ago.
It wasn't that long.
Like, the day I'm going to talk about where we went over. I'll just get into that. So for context, I used to work in real estate and had an amazing boss at the time. She was super cool. I worked my ass off. So it was a really tough day where residents were just fucking not being nice. And this was in an office before COVID. So I'm like wearing a suit in the heat, dripping. Mm-hmm. It's not a good time. And I was working alone in an office with over 200 apartments. So it was a lot of pressure, a lot of shit I had to do while like people coming in and being like, hey, you have to find a place to call home and I have to fucking sell them that. Yeah. So I remember, I don't know what prompted me. I think it might have been Grill. I think she said something like, "Hey, I haven't heard like from Ryan in a while. How's he been? Like, we haven't kicked it with him in a while." I shot Ryan a text, and when I shot Ryan the text, it instantly bounced back green. And I remember that you had an iPhone, and I was like, in our entire friendship from the beginning of Nom, like it's always been blue texts. There's never been a green text.
Well,
So,
to be fair,
entire friendship.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was like, I didn't have an iPhone in like.
Okay, that was dramatic. Anyways,
but yes, I get what you're saying.
It bounced back green, and like my heart immediately sank because I was like, why would his phone bounce green? And I just went to like every instance that it would bounce green. You lost your phone, fucking it's not charged, blah blah blah. And then I knew something because you had told us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then my gut kind of like turned, and I was like, maybe it's not as low as you're making it seem to be, Eddy. Like maybe it's something bad. So I called my boss and I was like, hey, listen, I need to drive to my friend's house right now and make sure that he's alive. I'm sorry, but thankfully my boss lived around the corner and she was like, no problem at all. I never took sick days. I was always on time. Maybe sometimes I was like a couple minutes late. So she totally was like, had my back. She's like, fuck off from the office. Go check on your friend. I'll cover
She
it.
said that. Fuck off from the office.
Yeah, fuck off from the office.
No. And she knows who she is, so if she ever watches this, thank you. I appreciate you. So I'm driving down the freeway. I'm speeding my ass off. And I'm just thinking to myself, Ryan, if you fucking killed yourself, I'm going to fucking kill you. So I'm driving down because I just went to like the worst possible mindset, Sam. I was like, he either OD'd or he did something to himself. Like,
no, I was just making a face that you said, if you killed yourself, I'll kill you.
Yeah. So I finally get to your house, and like it didn't hit me until your mom answered the door and she saw I was like dripping in sweat, like in my suit. Yeah. Like it kind of sort of hit me like when it bounced back green, but then your mom answered the door and she saw me and she's like, hey, Eddy, what's going on? And I was like, hey, where's Ryan? Like I showed your mom your phone.
Hey, just to interject really quick. There was also like all of our homies were fucking texting each other. Like, wait, have you heard from Ryan?
Yeah, that's true. We had a group text where we were like very concerned. That's true.
Because it was like, wait, you hadn't heard from him. I hadn't heard from him. You're getting green texts. What the fuck is going on?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
I forgot about it until you were explaining the story. Yeah, we had all been texting like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
yeah. That's right. So I was texting the group and I was like, I'm actually driving to his house right now. So I'll keep you guys posted. So your mom opens the door and then I'm like, hey, where the fuck is your kid? Like I'm freaking out and I'm fuming right now. Yeah. And then, dude, your mom, the saint she is, like there's something on her face where she was like, it's not great, but he's okay. And then she's just like, do you have a minute? And I'm like, yeah, I have all the time in the world for you. She's like, come in and take a seat. And then she explained to me everything, how you went to rehab and all that shit. And that's when it really hit me. Yeah. And it was not good. It was not great.
Yeah. I mean, because I went, like they were, when you go to rehab, they're like, all right, phone, like that's gone.
Hold on, let me send 20 texts real quick.
No. Well, no, I wasn't gonna I wasn't gonna tell you. I was the only one person I did tell. Actually, shout out was Travis, because I knew Travis had been to like rehab a handful of times. I knew he's been sober or whatever for however long he's been sober, and I hadn't talked to him really in like years, but like I knew that he'd been to rehab, and I literally like on the way to like the airport, I like called him and I was like. Yo, I was like, I know I haven't talked to you in like a couple of years. I was like, but I need you to do me like the homiest of homie favors. And he was like, what's up? I was like, I'm about to go to rehab right now. And I'm only telling you because like, I know you've been through some shit like this. I was like, I just want somebody to know. I was like, I'm not telling anybody. And I don't want you to go tell anybody for me, And he's like, no, yeah, I won't. Like, I got you. I was like, but because I literally was like kind of prepping for that scenario. I was like, but I feel like, you know, my friends are going to be like, what the fuck's going on? I was like, if you catch wind of people asking questions, I was like, you just let them know everything's like fine. And he was like, yeah, I got you. But I don't think it really ever got around to him or anything. Cause I mean, we all really haven't been like kind of a bad person to choose for that. Cause I mean, none of us really have seen Travis really in a while. I mean, he's got a girlfriend, he's doing well. You see this Travis shout out, but you know, but like, yeah, but yeah. And so he was literally like the only person I fucking told. And I was like, but like looking back on that now, I was like, maybe I should have told like somebody else. Cause I was like, fuck, like none of us really see Travis that much anymore. So like shit, but he was like,
probably didn't expect a mad scramble of everyone looking for you.
I didn't think it was going to be like that. I don't know. And I just knew that I was like, I knew, and two, I didn't realize I was going to not have my phone like the entire time. I was like towards like the last like 2 weeks, I got access to my phone to like, I like needed money or something like that. And so I had to like transfer. And so, but like when it's just my phone was like, just all, and I was like, fuck. And I couldn't even open my bank app. I'm like, God damn it. Like, what the fuck? And then, I saw the band group text. And they were like, what the fuck's going on with And so then I just texted them. I was like, I'm in rehab. Everything's fine. I'll call you guys like when I'm out. Like, don't worry about me. Like, everything's good. Sorry. And I was like, then I like texted them. But like, yeah, fucking. But no, yeah. Then my mom, like, after you like left like my house that day or whatever, like I like got back to like the facility of doing whatever activity and probably like hiking or doing some bullshit because we were out in like Utah and shit. We're going on like hikes and shit every day and whatnot. It was chill, but and like the staff was like, "You need to call your mom like right now. It's an emergency." And I was like, "What the?" So I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like freaking out. I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Yo, like what the fuck is going on?" Like calling from like that, and she was just like, "Everything's fine." And I was like, "What?" She was just like, "Eddy came by the house today," and I just was like, oh, I was like, you got me freaking the fuck out. They're like, you need to call your mom now. And I was, because she probably just told him, like, have him call me, like, it's urgent. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like,
Eddy says hi.
Okay. Yeah, Eddy said, literally, she was like,
I was freaking.
Well, she was like, I didn't go into like too much detail. She's like, I know, because I don't know like how much you want like anybody to know. She's like, but like, you know, I was like, but he for sure knows like where you're at. And I was just like, oh, I was like, okay. But then I was just kind of like, I was like, wait, why the fuck did he come by? Like, I was like, he wasn't like, you know, she was like, he was really concerned for you. And I was like, what the fuck? And like, I was just like, damn, like that's when it was like, it hit me. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
yeah,
this is crazy that I'm even like, you know, because I mean, obviously when I was there, I was like, okay, this is good for me, like whatever. But like, I never really saw
once you
like,
realize it affects.
Yeah, like, you know, it's, you know, when you're in that shit, you don't see how much it's like affecting others and shit. And two, like, you know, I was fortunate enough that didn't make me go like absolute batshit crazy, and I wasn't like burning bridges with anybody or doing any fucked up shit like that. So like, it's like a blessing and a curse that I was good at having like a face for my friends and a face for my family and a face at work, and then I had this whole other face of this life that like nobody really knew about. So it was like good that I was able to kind of keep everything separated. But that was for sure like the first time where I was like, oh fuck, like I was like, oh
yeah,
fuck,
I was pretty good at doing drugs, dude.
Yeah, I was pretty good at just compartmentalizing my life and just like gaslighting my friends and shit. It is fire. But no, yeah, like I just fucking I was just like, damn, like I was like, shit. And she was just like, yeah, and she was just like, you should be really thankful that like your friends care about you. And I was just like, fuck. I like started crying and shit. I was like, fuck, why am I here? What the fuck am I doing? But yeah, like I was just like, what the fuck? But yeah, so. But anyways, sorry to get all somber and to totally fucking boner kill everything right now. We can go back to talking about cum and shit if you want. I don't care.
Oh, well, on that thought.
You ever just like jerk off and then like the cum like it just fucking shoots up and hits you in the face?
That's happened to me once.
Yeah, it's happened.
That's happened to me once.
It's happened to me before, and it's like it like grazed my lip, right?
Oh my
but
God.
like it didn't go in, thank God. But it was on the verge of like a major incident.
Dude, yeah. I remember getting like a hand job one time, and I was like laying on my back, and she's just like straight, and I'm like, yo, point that shit up. Like I was like, you know, she's like, well then where's it gonna go? And I was like, anywhere but my fucking face, dude. I was like, it's like a fucking, I'm like staring down the barrel of a shotgun when you're fucking pointing that thing at me, bro. Like relax, like go up. She's
Dude,
like, to where? And I'm like, gravity fucking take
the
wheel.
stereotype of when a guy comes fast and it's like, I swear this never happens. Like whatever about that kind of thing, dude.
Yeah.
In my fuckboy years, genuinely, that almost never happened.
What do you mean?
I always could last at least a while, right?
Yeah.
So
Like 15 minutes.
Okay. Is there a point here? Or are you just trying to
Yeah.
fucking are you just trying to hype yourself up right
Is it
now?
cloud? Like,
no, that
what
was
is-
it, man.
That was it.
No.
Yo, I
No.
fuck hard. I fuck hard, bro. Like, what's good?
No, one time I was with this chick way back in the day, and like literally she had just touched my dick for half a second, and I came, and genuinely that never happens.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know what to say. This never happens. And she's probably like, this motherfucker.
Dude, that's happened to me so many fucking times. But you know what I learned? You can't be like, oh my god, this never happens. You got to be like, your pussy's just too good. I don't know what to fucking say. Like, and they're like, yep, like I guess you're right. Like, yeah, and I'm like, I don't look like a bitch now. Like, this is your fault.
That's the saving grace.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
What?
Your guys' audio has been muted the whole time.
Are you serious?
Are you serious, dude?
Nope. I just wanted to see your guys' reactions.
Oh my fucking god, dude.
Imagine.
Terrible human being.